Alright, so hello everyone, and welcome back to Hand of Fate 2. I did do a stream yesterday, and we're going to be, this time, focusing on the Goblin Companion, who is a new addition with the new DLC. And let me just say that I personally find him to be extremely useful. Anyway, we are going to attempt to do his quest in the campaign of the Chariot. Now, I'm probably going to customize things a little bit here and make sure that we have the greatest chance of being able to complete it. Now, do bear in mind that I have played this a little bit beforehand just to make sure that I know what I'm doing, but I wasn't able to find the Goblin Quest, so I'm not entirely sure what is required of me when we meet him. So let's hope it's not going to be anything too extravagant, but he's a pretty humble guy. Well, is he humble? He's a goblin, so I don't know. But yeah, he seems like a pretty nice guy anyway. So let us continue onward. He has an amazing ability that basically allows him to taunt all enemies in the combat area, and that's it. He just basically taunts them, and you have no one trying to attack you, which is great. Anyway, let's go on to our encounters here, and okay, so this is what I basically ran with before, but we're going to go with something a little bit different here. Maybe we should go for all goblin-themed cards. That might make the most sense, considering we're on a Goblin Quest. So let's do something like that. So let's follow the Goblin Retainer, and the World-Ending Worm. That actually has something to do with Hubie himself. Hubie is the Goblin Orphan's name, and it's very cute, of course. And the World-Ending Worm apparently is not so cute, but we're gonna try and see whether we can do something with him. Goblin Trader. Oh, this is gonna be kind of interesting. I've never done a full Goblin deck before, so this is gonna be amusing. And let's see if I can find anything else. Oh yes, I am probably going to try and take something that is going to help me out a little bit. Maybe like the Old Maiden. Personally, I feel like the Old Maiden is absolutely amazing. The Trading House is also really good, so we're probably going to take that. And what else? Gain any, lose any. Ooh, probably not the best idea. Gain gold and fight corrupted. Maybe we want to go with that. Friendly innkeeper might be a nice idea. I think I may have already gone through all of the goblins. Although the exploding doodads card, I think we've already seen that. Maybe arm wrestling. Oh no, arm wrestling is not great. Palace Armory. I think the Palace Armory sounds pretty fun to me. So let's go ahead and do that. And now let's get some equipment. Alright, so as I say, this was just stuff that I added earlier, and hopefully we'll be able to take something a little bit more useful this time around. So, what's the intriguing sword? It's unknown, apparently, so I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued about this intriguing sword. Shall we take it? Yeah, let's take it. Why not? And I think we're going to be fighting a whole bunch of corrupted. Are we? I think this campaign challenge is actually to do with corrupted, so it might be nice to have some holy weapon damage. So we're going to take some Sacrificial Blades here, I suppose. And what else do we want to go for? Holy Purification. That might be pretty good as well, but I don't know whether we're really fighting undead over corrupted. So that's a bit of... that's a bit interesting. Okay, Pious Robes, they definitely saved me beforehand. They are very, very good, very interesting. And we'll go with that. Oh, I actually have a lot more spaces than I thought. Okay, well, I guess I'll take... Well, the Exquisite Blade is actually really good for selling, so let's add that in. And... this is a heavy weapon. Okay, we haven't used a heavy weapon beforehand, so why not? Let's do that. And then... do we want a shield? Maybe we want a shield, so let's get the Kingmaker, I guess. And then we'll get some armor, maybe the Armor of Gluttony. Sounds like something that we need for food. Yeah, it gives you food and food defense. Well, that's pretty good. Didn't know food was going to attack me, but okay. Yes, obviously. Okay, so let's go for Gambler's Duel, I guess. That gives me +2 to dice rolls, which is actually pretty nice. Alright, and we only get 2 supplies this time around, so I'm going to be taking 5 food, and I guess we'll take Brigand's Blades, because I absolutely love those. I think they're fantastic. Alright, so we are now prepared. I'm just going to make sure that I do actually have the goblin. Yes, there he is. And I am ready. Let's do it. Defeat as many corrupted as possible to find the source of the plague. Then we're going to need a little bit of precision here as well. You will need to demonstrate great precision in order to win the day. And, well, if you caught the stream yesterday, then you'll know that precision isn't exactly my forte, but who knows, maybe we'll get a little bit lucky here. And otherwise, we do have to save innocent townsfolk to access more stock and options at camp. So in other words, we're not going to have too many options to begin with.
The chariot is a symbol of control. Taking control of the horses of your emotions and binding them to the chariot of your will. If you can do that, perhaps we can navigate these roads together.
Sir Malifaux looks down from the back of his steed at the soldiers lined rank and file before him. "The city is lost to the plague," he says dryly. "We will not waste another soldier on this place." He gives the final command. "In the name of the Emperor, prepare to withdraw. Block the gatehouses, let no one through. At sunrise, burn the city to the ground." Without hesitation, the soldiers march down the cobbled street toward the western gatehouse. A single soldier remains, a captain. She removes her helm to reveal a quiff of golden hair and an eye patch concealing a wound from a battle long ago. She approaches you and Hubie. "Many innocent people will die come morning if nothing is done to correct this injustice," she explains. "I ask that you aid my men in their search for citizens to escort out of the old city. Hurry, nightfall fast approaches." And so we have to find and rescue citizens and escort them out of the city. Let's begin our quest. The people will not find safe passage to the west. The gatehouse to the southeast, however, was abandoned when the infected broke through. If we can clear enough corruption from this district, we can escort any citizens through with minimal resistance. And so we have to defeat Blight monster cards to access the gatehouse. Well, that shouldn't be too bad. I actually quite like fighting corrupted enemies, amusingly enough as that is. Anyway. My coachman will follow and transport any citizens you might find along the way. If you are lucky, they may be of assistance in your travels. Search the streets and kill the infected. I will send word when the way is cleared. Alright, so saved citizens will add options at the campfire, as I said before. Alright, so now this is the interesting thing about the Chariot campaign level. Basically, the map, as you can see, is not going to reveal itself until you explore a little bit further. And you can see here that there's the gatehouse, and so I guess we have to, start moving ourselves over there. So let's start moving downwards then. You dash through the labyrinth of slum streets in the city center.
What are you sacrificing when you stop to help them? Have you asked yourself that?
You happen upon a group of frightened peasants, desperately seeking safety. "We hear the Empire has abandoned the city," they cry. "Please help us." You explain Captain Fior's plan and help them on to the wagons. Oh, we've saved 8 citizens already. That's very nice. We need to save 60 total, and there are 12 corrupted remaining, so we might have some problems as we go forward. "We are grateful," a woman says as she steps into the carriage. "I haven't much food, but should you need some, I would be willing to trade." And so, there we go. We now have more food available at the campfire. And from this street, you can see other paths. And now we have a choice. We can either go to the trading house or the Goblin Trader, or we can move on to the city streets. Now, do bear in mind, I don't have a lot of gold. I only have 10. So it's probably not worth me going to either one of these. I don't have any equipment either, so I'm probably just going to head onward. Tall buildings line the streets, their lower windows boarded up with planks of wood on imperial order, a futile attempt to hinder the spread of the plague. You navigate the maze of streets without incident. Well, there we go, so no more citizens around. And let's take a look at what else is going on here. Okay, so we can already go to the gatehouse if we so desire. Ah, follow the goblin. I think this might be kind of fun. So let's go and follow the goblin and probably get impaled on a set of spikes.
Goblins, they lead to naught but trouble. Were it in my hands, I would never deal with them.
Well, I actually have a goblin orphan following me around who's very useful indeed, dealer. So, yes, take that. Anyway. You spy a goblin half hidden in a copse of trees, counting the gold weighing down his sack. Startled by your presence, he beats a hasty retreat through a magical portal. Follow the goblin. You tell Hubie to stay behind before pursuing the goblin through the portal. Oh, so it's just us and the goblin by the looks of things, and now the goblin turns out to be some crazy gladiator who has never been beaten. Oh, never mind. Okay, so apparently it is literally just... This is going to be interesting. Okay, so yeah, there's a whole bunch of obstacles here that we are obviously going to have to avoid. Unless we want to be roasted to a cinder. Okay, so I can actually move the camera a little bit easier here, which is nice. So let me see. So there's life or food. Ah, there's food over there. And there's gold over there. I think I'm going to go for the gold at the moment. Oh, okay, that was kind of close. Okay, 5 gold. Whoa, that is a lot of traps. Okay, well, I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna be able to do this. I'm actually unsure which way to go right now. Maybe I should just... Should I just, like, absolutely run for it? Maybe that would be an idea. That's not too bad. Ah, okay, that is kind of bad. Yes, as I said, a set of spikes. Fantastic. It seems like I can't avoid getting hit by those. I don't know what the secret is. I guess... Oh, I see. Okay, so you just have to go off to the side here, and then, yeah. So you just can't take it straight on. You got to go to the side first. Yeah, that seems to be the way to go. Okay, some more gold here, and I can technically stay here a little bit longer to, well, try... Oh, whoa, okay, well, thankfully most of these traps only do 5 damage. I was hopeful that there might be a healing chest, because I have actually done one of these kinds of obstacle courses before, and they do have some healing chests sometimes. Oh, there we go. I seem to have survived with 15 damage, which is actually not that bad, because our food is obviously going to heal us relatively nicely. You exit through the glowing door to find yourself in more or less the same place as before. You gain 25 gold, nice, and 2 food. That's pretty good. Hubie waves at you from a few steps away. The crunching of leaves underfoot betrays the goblin running further into the forest. Ah, alright, so he's now going to be... Aha, yes, so that card is now going to be placed elsewhere. If you follow him, he may lead you to the goblin treasure hoards of legend. Aha, okay. Interesting. I guess we're going to have to do that, and I mean, that means we'll have to go through the trading house, or we could go through the city streets, which would probably make more sense, considering we do have an objective to save citizens, and I don't really want to go through the trading house just yet, although we do now have some gold. The Pauper District has been hit by looters, leaving shops with broken windows and empty shelves.
Surgery must be done with precision if it is to be effective.
You find yourself surrounded by the corrupted horde that broke through the gatehouse and wandered into the district. They shuffle mindlessly back and forth on the spot, limbs twitching, seemingly unaware of your presence. Oh, their limbs are twitching. Yes, that's great. Okay, so this is obviously one of the cards of the corrupted. Wait a minute, how many do we have here? Does this actually count? I don't think this actually counts as the amount of corrupted that we have to eliminate, because there's, 10 here? So I don't think that's the case. It's probably 12 corrupted encounters. Anyway, let's ambush them. Oh. I was hopeful that we...
Pendulum is ever changing, and the challenges it presents change too.
Alright, I went for the easier one. If you want to, you can go for the gold one as well. Ah, a rain of blows fells the group of infected before they can respond. The dealer removes one monster card. I assume he's going to remove the 2. Don't you think? Yes, he is. He is a scoundrel, isn't he? Anyway, the remaining infected stand by idly, twitching and picking at their wounds. Together you and Hubie rush the remaining enemies. Oh, I see. Oh, I thought we were actually going to go into combat there, but apparently not. Oh, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. Or maybe not. Wow, okay.
Breathe. You have done well.
Oh, thank you. He's actually giving me a little bit of a compliment there. With a flurry of strikes, you fell the infected before they can retaliate. The dealer removes one monster card once again. Despite your best efforts, the remaining infected close in. Yeah, I actually don't even mind. I really don't. It's only 5 of them. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. So Hubie is, as you can see, taunting them, and all we have to do is wail on them. It's amazing. Yes, it's really, really good. And now we can get this one out, and hopefully they're pretty slow as well, so it's going to be relatively easy to deal with them. And there we have it. Not bad, not bad. As I say, I feel like the undead are some of my favorite enemies, not because they're particularly easy, but because they just have that kind of cool look about them, and maybe I'm just a fan of zombies in general, who knows. But anyway, hello to everyone joining the stream, by the way. Welcome. This is Hand of Fate 2, obviously, and we're having a good old fun time destroying some undead. With the horde decimated, you resume your journey through the winding streets. We gained 4 fame, but if only a couple of citizens had seen that, because then they would have been like, oh, you're amazing, and there's all the fame in the world. But no. And no new paths have been discovered. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it seems like we will have to go into the trading house if we want to follow the goblin. So let's do it. Alright, so we do have to be a little bit strategic here, because of course there are only 2 transactions that we can actually accomplish here. And so if we do want to use the trading house at some point later on, then we're going to have to be kind of selective about it. Anyway, let's see if... I don't have any equipment really, do I? I mean, I have literally just my brigand's blades. What am I going to have otherwise? Just a regular rusty sword, I suppose. I could trade equipment for other equipment? No, that's not going to work. Alright, so what about trading food for equipment? Put up 6 food for random equipment? Oh wow, that is if you are rolling in food, and we are certainly not. So I guess I'm just going to leave the trading house at the moment, and hopefully we can use it later on in the run. And yeah, I can't obviously lose the objective of doing the Goblin Quest as well. Hubie's companion quest is still to be done. The goblin turns to see you still in pursuit. He shouts in exasperation, "Leave me be, meddling human!" The mournful blare of his horn echoes through the forest. Another portal yawns before you. The goblin nowhere in sight. Well, okay, we're gonna jump into the portal again. But here's the thing, doing this is actually giving us benefit, and it's not losing us that much at all. Although, I would assume, as time goes on, the obstacles, as you can no doubt see, are going to get a little bit more devilish. was a bit close. Alright, so where do I have to go here? Alright, oh, there's a whole bunch of gold over this direction, so I think I'm probably going to go this way. It's just a matter of taking it easy and making sure that you have everything in your sight, because in these kinds of areas, you're most likely going to get murdered from something you don't see. So, anytime you can do that, it's definitely the way to go. Alright, so let's see if I can avoid the easiest of traps. Ah, and then he got me, yes. Isn't that hilarious? I didn't see it. That's exactly my point. I didn't see it. I didn't see that there was actually a flame turret thing there. Alright, is there anything else around here? It doesn't seem like it. No, I can't see anything right now, so I'm gonna just move on. And I think that's it. Yeah, there was some food and a whole bunch of gold, and I only took a little bit of damage, so nothing to worry about there at all. And now, where's the goblin gonna go? Is he gonna go somewhere far away? Yes, he is, probably. You find yourself face down in a pile of leaves, being shaken awake by Hubie. Slightly dazed, you hear the jangle of coins in the distance. Alright, so he's run off once again. Alright, so where has he gone to? He's gone up there. Oh, okay, that's absolutely fine. I have no problem with that because we need to go through the city streets anyway. So this is actually a pretty cool card to have on this level. And it's completely by chance, and that's the beauty of roguelikes, of course, because you have really no idea how many of these cards are going to interact. And amusingly enough, I was actually correct in thinking that those corrupted, the undead that we fought, actually were going to count to relieve pressure off the gatehouse, so that's pretty nice. So now we only have 2 left. Ah, there we go. There's more of the corrupted. Alright, one more. We need to do one more and then we can go into the fight. Although, if I wanted to, I could very easily try and get the gold icon there. I personally feel like it's going to be pretty difficult unless you're one of those people that is extremely good at timing. And in my case, I'm not too bad, but I'm not the best by any means. So let's see if I can just get that. Oh, I actually missed the silver one by a sliver. Yes, poorly done. Thank you very much.
Your will and find the quiet stillness inside you.
And there's the dealer giving me a little bit of a hint. Yes, the infected push you back before you can strike. They surround you, frenzied. However, as you can see, we have completed our small objective there to eliminate most of the corruption. So we're going to use Hubie's Taunt once again, just to do as much damage as we can get immediately. And hopefully I'll be able to eliminate at least one of them beforehand. There we go. There we have it. Okay, not bad. I mean, as I say, I really do like fighting the undead. I feel like they have some really cool designs, and if we are going to be facing some more of the, shall we say, more elite enemies of the undead, then you're going to see exactly why I like the designs of them, because they do come armored. Oh yes, they do come armored. Anyway, there you go. An additional 40... 40? Additional 40 fame. Yes, I'd love 40 fame, but no, 4 fame is what we're getting here.
The stench of corruption flows across the cities, tainting everything it touches.
We bring word from Captain Fior, the soldier explains with a salute. The infected horde at the next gatehouse has subsided, and the dealer removes the corruption counter from the map. But there is a problem. Corruption grows from the ground itself, blocking all passage for the wagons. It must be destroyed. She asks that we join you in your efforts, the soldier continues. Should you require our assistance, you need only ask. Ooh, this is nice. Right, so we're going to get reinforcements here. Prior to combat, optionally draw an Empire Ally card. Can be used before 5 combats or 7 if Estrella is your companion. Of course, we do not have her as our companion, so that's probably not going to happen. But otherwise, we do have Transient Blessing as well, so this is a temporary blessing for the most part. But I think that's pretty cool. I like that. Although, allies in general, I'm not entirely sure if they're going to survive very long. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so there's the city streets. Right, okay. Signs of mass departure are everywhere. Homes stand empty. All that remain are crumbling ruins.
Some still fight, yet they must know their time is near.
The unmistakable sound of combat alerts you to a group of townsfolk being attacked by the infected. One brave warrior struggles to hold back the horde. You rush to their aid. Alright, so shall we call Estrella's scouts to assist? Personally, I don't think it's necessary. Oh, wow, there is actually a Terror of Blight here. Terror of Blight, I mean, it's probably one of those big guys that I was telling you about. He's probably armored, but... yeah, let's say no for the moment. We might need them very much so as time goes on. Alright, so we got a bunch of farmers with us here, which is okay. As you can see, we're trying to get his armor off. If we can get his armor off, then we're going to be in a really, really good position and hopefully not take too much damage. There we go. Well, I was actually hoping that we could save more of the farmers, but unfortunately, well, they don't have the most HP, and they're obviously not going to be extremely good at fighting. But anyway, you arrived just in time, the warrior explains. I don't think I could have held them off for much longer. I could part with some equipment, he continues. I don't think it will do me much good now. See me if you're interested in a trade. So there we go. We did save 5 citizens, and more equipment is available to purchase at the campfire. So there you go. So we've unlocked more utility, shall we say, from the camp. You explain Captain Fiora's plan and help the survivors on to the wagons. Alright, so we're unlocking some more streets. There's the Goblin Retainer, and we have some more city streets right here. I guess we'll go into the Goblin Retainer and see what's going on there.
I can't determine whether you're the sort of person to put their faith in goblins, or merely the sort to give their actions no thought.
Oh, don't say that, dealer. I mean, I do have a goblin orphan with me, and he's doing a fantastic job, so don't do that. You know, don't be mean. Anyway, the tower is in chaos. Alarm bells have the garrison soldiers in a panic. As you watch, a goblin with a hefty sack leaps from a window, dangling from a makeshift rope. Is it the same goblin that's used all his portals? It's not, I don't think. But, yeah, they always seem to have a sack of gold. He bounces painfully off the wall as he lowers himself to the ground. The castle doors fly open, guards assemble, armed and angered. Okay, so it's a one of mischief against a couple of Empire soldiers here. The goblin blows his horn, discharging little more than a feeble hiss. I need a moment to recharge this. Help me and I'll split my takings. Before you can reply, he throws you an item from his sack. Here's your retainer, he says. Oh, 15 gold. I'm actually rolling in money right now. I'm actually kind of surprised. Oh. He catches sight of young Hubie, who is preoccupied picking flowers. And here's yours, goblin son. He throws a similar item at Hubie, who merely gives it to you with a smile. You see, Hubie's a very nice guy. Anyway, there's another 10 gold. The guards rush forward. Arrest them. They're with the goblin. Okay, so light weapons are weakest against Empire armor. Great, I only have light weapons. Oh well, never mind. I think we'll be okay. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call one of Estrella's scouts, just so that we can actually see what it's all about. Oh, there we go. A scout of steel. I don't know how effective they're actually going to be if they're only scouts, but hopefully they're going to prove their mettle in combat for us. Alright, so we have to basically make it so that the goblin can escape. So let's try and do that by eliminating the musketmen, I guess, first. And as you can see, I am doing a little bit less damage. I'm doing about 3 less damage per hit now instead of 8. Normally I'm doing 5, which is not great, but it's okay. Getting shot in the face is not great though either. And I'm actually unsure whether we were supposed to stall that out until the goblin escaped. I don't think so, somehow, because now he can maybe give us a little bit more, who knows? Hearing the shouts of additional guards, the goblin summons a portal and drags you in. The 3 of you fall through a seemingly endless tunnel of swirling stars.
I'm not a vain man. You must appreciate that this game, has been my focus for more years than I can count. I have a certain pride regarding its twists and turns.
Yeah, I know. I got failure. I know. I don't know. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's the Wheel of Fortune, and we were unfortunate this time. Anyway, let's continue onward. City streets. There's a Goblin Trader as well. Okay. We do have to go to the gatehouse anyway. Oh, what is that? Oh, more city streets. Okay. Well, do we want to go to the gatehouse? Let's go to the gatehouse.
Further into the city, with more yet to be saved.
The smell of rotting flesh lingers in the air. The gatehouse tower looms over you, its sides encrusted with the taint of corruption. The captain greets you as you approach. Oh dear, that's actually a lot of problems, yes. The way is indeed blocked, Estrella says. She turns to you. There are more citizens to be saved in this district. Are you sure you want to press forward? There will be no turning back. Ah, okay, so this is obviously the advancement to the next area, I suppose. So I'm going to turn back and search for more citizens at the moment, because we do have that option. Alright, so we do have some city streets right next to us here, so I suppose I'm going to take that.
Next time, bring more food.
Actually, dealer, I have a lot of money, so I could theoretically purchase as much food as I would otherwise want. Maybe I want to do that in case I lose my gold in some terrible game. You dash through the labyrinth and navigate the maze of streets without any incidents. However, we did uncover some more city streets here. Oh, no new paths discovered. Okay, so we've basically uncovered everything that we can.
Do not take too long. The city falls around you.
Oh, is that a warning? Ah, maybe there is a bit of a turn limit here. perhaps. You approach the horse-drawn wagons. Captain Fjord's soldiers stand to attention, and the head coachman tips the brim of his hood. "We'll transport any people you find in these warrens," he explains. "Just keep the wagon out of trouble." "Hello," Hubie squeaks at ragged couples who seem too much shocked to notice him. Yes, okay, so we can talk to Hubie if we so desire, but otherwise what I'm going to do first is buy some food, and let's see if I can... Oh my, there's not a lot here. But I suppose that does make sense, doesn't it? Because this is a city under siege by the undead. But I'm going to spend a little bit of cash here just to buy as much food as possible. That's all they have. I can buy some equipment as well. It's an intriguing sword. Ah, so what does the intriguing sword actually do? Causes stun to an area when activated. Stunned enemies take 150% damage when hit. It's a one-handed weapon. I do not have 10 fame to be able to use it, so unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be buying it. And let's talk to Hubie. Ah, okay, so we can recharge a bomb artifact if we actually had one of those, but unfortunately, we don't. Alright, so I think we're pretty good to move on. We have 7 food now. I think that's okay. There is a Goblin Trader here, so I guess we're going to go into that. Ahoy! Someone calls from above. Looking up, you see a goblin climbing down from a giant nest at the top of a tree. He swings down next to you and declares, "Welcome aboard." "You look like a savvy human or goat," he says, taking you by the arm and leading you further into the forest. "Are you in need of a magical doohickey? Poisonous gum, perhaps an exploding helmet? What's it to be, sir or madam? A lucky charm or some safe goblin magic?" Safe. Yeah, it should be in quotation marks, I think. Safe. Yes. Okay, so let's purchase some, shall we? A battered helm. Oh, healing spirits. That's actually really nice. Healing spirits are actually really good, and 8 gold. That's kind of a steal. What about the battered helm? It's only 7 gold, but I could technically spend 7 gold to buy, I don't know, a couple of pieces of food, I guess, but this is additional protection. We don't have any protection right now, so maybe we want to actually just buy this, because I am rolling in it at the moment. And as soon as, you know, whenever I say that kind of thing, it's going to then completely do a 180.
We must heal this world.
Ah, look at this. Going so soon? The goblin asks, grasping at your tunic. You're sure I couldn't convince you to part with your millinery? That means hat, you know. I'll give you another 25%. You can't argue with that. What? Okay, so he wants me to sell the helm that I just bought from him. Sure? He's buying the helm that I bought for 7. So I'm getting 1 gold. Sure, why not? Have it. I really don't mind. A pleasure doing business with you, the goblin exclaims, donning your battered helm. It's his battered helm, actually. I now depart to begin my new life as an adventurer. Alright, well, I'm glad that I could help him on his way, or give him some kind of self-realization. Anyway, let's continue onward. Ah, we did find some citizens. Nice, another 8. And more food is available at the camp. Ah, that's great. Okay, so now we can go and actually buy some. And we didn't really spend that much money at the goblin either, because he obviously gave me back my money, weirdly enough. Alright, so let's trade, buy some food, and it's the same amount of food. Okay, so yeah, food is obviously going to be quite scarce here, and it seems like we are going to save around 20 citizens per level. Because I think there are probably going to be about 3 levels in this campaign. Alright, is the equipment the same? I think the equipment's probably the same. So let's just go over to the gatehouse. And we'll go and fight with Estrella. Alright, so a Terror of Blight, an Affliction of Blight, ugh, yes, and a Spire of Blight. So let's see what they are, because I think I know what the Terror of Blight is, but I don't know what the other two are, so this is going to be pretty tricky. You draw your weapon and prepare to face the infected. And I am going to call Estrella Scouts. Yes, yes, I definitely am. The land itself becomes shattered, shambling and broken. Attacks with bursts of corruption that snare and damage their targets. Use evade to avoid their attacks, or change direction rapidly to break free. Oh, I'm all for doing that. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna have to maybe taunt, and then okay, so I have to take out his armor first. As you can see, there's the armor. There we go, taking that out. Okay, so let's see if I can do a little bit of damage here. Ah, I see. Okay, so I'm kind of understanding now what the afflicted are actually doing. The afflicted seem to be, well, exactly that, afflicted by the corruption much more on a deeper level, and so that means that they have much more weaponization to them, so they are able to launch unblockable attacks. Like that. Can I ask where Estrella is? And can I also ask where her scouts are? Because it seems like they've all abandoned me for some reason. Maybe they've actually perished. It doesn't seem like that's the case, though. There we are, not too bad, not too bad. Although a little bit more difficult this time, of course, because of those unblockable attacks. Captain Fior addresses you. You have a steady swing. Excellent, soldier. It will only be more difficult from here on. I bear no ill will towards you if you choose to leave now. And no, we're going to continue to the next district, of course. As the captain's scouts lead the wagons through to the next district and seal the gates, you ascend the gatehouse tower.
What is it the towers will watch over? A stream of death and despair?
The tower provides a commanding view over the once impressive city. As you pause to catch your breath, you watch the last of the sun's rays disappear over the horizon. Estrella shakes your shoulder and points over the battlements to the south. There you see the final gatehouse, its tower rising from the wall of the old city to the south, and the dealer has added a corruption counter to the map. Have you ever seen so many? Estrella remarks as you watch the infected swarm the city wall. How can the Empire let its people suffer so? Estrella mutters under their breath, and then abandon those in need. As you continue to look, a small glow appears on the horizon beyond the city perimeter. First one, then another, and another. The Empire! Estrella cries. They are preparing to burn the city. We must get the people to safety. Let us hope we are not too late. Now there are 40 corrupted instead of 12, so this is going to be much more interesting than last time. And I say interesting, but I mean absolutely very, very difficult. Well, let's see. Dead bodies litter the streets while rats scurry in search of a feast. Alright, so nothing much going on there. The river's water, now a putrid green, emanates with a miasma that turns your stomach.
They believe fire will purge this sickness. But the sickness is not in the city. It is in the land itself. It will be purged, but not like this.
With a terrible crash, the building beside you is struck by a flaming catapult shot. The building heaves and twists from the impact and crumbles across the street in front of you. You take cover as debris settles in the street. Calming the horses once again, you turn back the way you came. Aha, so I see. It is basically making it difficult for us to... So is this going to spread? If it decides to spread, we're going to be in some trouble. Putrefaction has ravaged this part of the city. Narrow alleyways, which never see the light of day, harbor nothing but misery and pestilence.
If there is a finer mind than my own, I've yet to meet it. Yet I've brought a scourge of mindlessness into this world, and must suffer the results.
A wounded peasant runs stumbling down the street, chased by a horde of corrupted. He falls at your feet and begins to twitch. The blood from his wounds boils and blackens, and so we have to fight. I'm not going to be calling the scouts this time around. Alright, so that's a horde of corrupted down and a lot to go, so let's hope that we will not take that much damage every single time we do that. With the horde defeated, the townsfolk rush to tend to the peasants. They are grateful for your protection. Oh dear, they're giving me another one of these wheels, aren't they? I'm absolutely awful at these, just like the shuffling. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I would have preferred the gold or maybe the food, but I'll take the life.
Let's see what you do with that, given your position.
A woman gives you a healing tonic as the peasants board the wagons. We saved 5 citizens, and we gained 4 fame as well. Thankfully, we're not losing any additional areas to go to. Some more corruption. Oh my, actually a huge amount. Okay, so this... there we go. They're actually giving us a chance to ambush the corrupted this time around, instead of being ambushed by them, I suppose. Oh, this... Oh dear. Okay. This is not going to work too well for me. Okay, let's see if I can do it. So close, but yet so far. Isn't that always the way? Oh well, never mind. You land several blows, but fail to fell any infected. Oh dear. There we go. That's a little bit easier for me this time around.
Even when things appear impossible, they can be mastered. Keep practicing.
Yes, thank you, dealer. I absolutely... I don't even know. I don't even know what to say to that, really. That was absolutely awful. Oh, well, never mind. Let's continue onward. I'm not gonna ask the scouts to bail me out of this. It's my own mess. So let me fix it. Let me fix it. Let's try and fix it, shall we? Oh, dear. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of enemies in this one. Yeah, hello. It's an army of undead, and I have 2 very small knives. The rot grants power before it grants release. Muscle replaced with darkness, organs pumping black bile through shattered veins. Infected enemies are feeble, causing them to become knocked down when health is low. Use a finisher before they recover. Alright, so we can do that, of course. And, I hope everyone dies. That's what Hubie said. Yeah, isn't he cute? Yeah, I think he's really cute. Anyway, let's see if I can maybe survive this. I have quite a bit of HP, thankfully, thanks to the, healing potion and everything, so I think we should be fine. Now, of course, in this kind of situation, maybe I'd prefer one of the other companions, but Hubie is really... I think he's just really, really cool, because he has that utility to him where he can literally have every single enemy after him. And it's kind of on demand, really. You can kind of just activate his ability whenever you feel like it, and then you can kind of get a little bit of a rest. And I think that's really, really good. Well, the big guy is down, so I don't think we have anything to worry about now. It's just not getting hit by the odd attack here and there that is going to be the biggest obstacle I have to face right now. Hubie is, of course, taunting them all and running around and doing his thing, and it's absolutely fantastic because that means I can just focus on the last remaining enemies, and it's even more hilarious to have Hubie against the undead because they are just so slow in comparison to most other enemies. And Hubie, of course, is very agile. Wow, that was actually a lot of corrupted removed in that attack, and maybe that's a strategy, maybe that's a strategy that we can try to employ where we purposefully fail just so that there's more corrupted to defeat, but I'm not entirely sure if it's a fixed value or not. But anyway, the horde has been decimated, yes, decimated. Alright, so more city streets over there. Haven't we already gone there? No, we haven't, not yet.
Even in the midst of terrors, there will always be traders who stayed too long hoping to profit.
You find a merchant and his family. You explain Captain Fior's plan and help the merchant and his family onto the wagons. Oh, we've saved 8 citizens. As easy as that. Thank you, the merchant says, boarding the wagon. Should you find yourself short of gold, I'd be happy to give you a good price for any equipment you might want to trade. So you can now sell equipment at the campfire. That's pretty good. Is there anything else down here? Yeah. Ah, there's the Old Maiden. Okay, so the Old Maiden's absolutely fantastic. We're probably just going to go up there just to get some food. 5 food. Very nice indeed. Yeah, the Old Maiden is always a fantastic card to come across. Ah, we have some more burning rubble here. We don't really need to worry about that too much. we've got some more corruption. Alright, well, hopefully this time around I'll be able to ambush them a little bit more effectively, but again, they do have these very, very small icons here, and hopefully I'll be able to do something with them. Oh, there we go. Wow, that was very close indeed.
That will set you in good stead from here.
Alright, so that's going to remove one of them. I actually don't even mind fighting these guys, to be honest, but I guess it is kind of helpful, and it does reduce the counter anyway, so even if you don't fight them, it seems like the strategy that I was talking about, it seems like that's not really a thing, because you can just remove them from the fight before they even fight you, so that's good. Yes, it seems like actually doing it a little bit quicker than, you know, instead of waiting, actually does make more sense, at least for me, and gives me a little bit more chance of success. Alright, so are we going to use the scouts? Well, obviously not. I mean, we've been able to defeat, you know, more of them rather easily, so shouldn't have to worry too much about it. I'm still wondering where Hubie's quest is going to be, because that's what I'd really like to accomplish. One last taunt, and I think that should have us done with this battle. An amusing ragdoll at the end there, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so we have now gotten rid of, I think, most of the corruption. I think probably 90% of it. Yeah, there's only 8 left. That's fantastic. We are absolutely rolling in money. Our fame is steadily increasing, enabling us to use better and better equipment, of course. And what else do we have here? Okay, so do I decide to go down, or do we go to the right? I don't really see that as being too much of a choice, so we're just gonna randomly choose. Ah, burning rubble once again. Ah, interesting. Okay, so they're really cutting off our escape routes here, if we need an escape route, that is.
Do you wonder what lies beyond the gates of death? This corruption is but a small part of it.
Right, so once again we have a peasant running from the undead and indeed being overtaken by it. A dragging sound alerts you to the presence of the wounded farmer, now overtaken with corruption. Yes, behind him a horde of infected rise. Alright, a horde of them, huh? Okay, well, we've definitely fought more than this. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so I don't think we need the scouts. I think I'm going to save those until we face some big boss, because no doubt it's coming. It is definitely coming. I'm just trying to explore the entirety of the level as much as possible. Okay, so, wow, I actually thought those statues in the back there were actually something to worry about, and I really thought that they were going to be attacking us as well. Ah, yes. Okay, so technically I can use the artifact as well if I want to heal myself by 10 HP, but I don't really think that's necessary right now. Alright, so that should technically be all of the corruption that is currently present in this area, so hopefully the corruption counter will be removed. Yes, there we go. They rush to tend to the peasants and they are grateful for your protection. Alright, so they're going to give me something. Oh no, here we go again. I'm going to fail this once more, aren't I? Okay, so let's see if I can do this. Are you... Is it just me? Yeah, I think it's just me. I think in general they actually had every single thing. There was like 4 failures and the rest in that wheel were all success in some way. So they would give you food or gold or health or something like that, and I would be the one person to gain the failure card, obviously. Oh well, never mind. We did save 5 citizens and we gained some fame. I don't really need anything else, technically. So I guess it's okay. But anyway. We bring word from Captain Estrella, the soldier explains with a salute. The infected horde of the gatehouse has subsided. And once again, we now have the ability to go through. Ah, there we go. Yes, we must destroy the remaining corruption, of course. Oh yeah, I'll definitely move over there, but I just want to make sure that... Ah, the world-ending worm. Okay, so this is something that we might have to do with Hubie here.
Do not mistake immaturity for innocence. I'm sure he is far from either.
You find your new Goblin Companion, Hubie, at the base of an oak tree, shaking the branches in an effort to find his missing horn. Without my horn, the world will end, he squeaks. The great worm is coming to eat us all. I've seen the signs, I have. Hubie sits neatly onto the ground with his hands in his lap, as if reciting his lessons. You'll know the worm is coming when weapons advance to the beat of a quickening, bloody drum, or when a single people consume all crop and clan. I actually have no idea which one this is. I guess when weapons advance to the beat of a quickening, bloody drum? You gasp. The words had spilled from your mouth of their own accord. In your surprise, your dagger slips from its scabbard and plunges into the toe of your boot. Ouch. Hubie squeals in alarm, then continues on. The end of days is nigh. Okay, so I actually chose wrong then, apparently. When blighted creatures roam, when brother turns on brother. When brother turns on brother, why not? Your throat burns as you speak the words. You hear a rustling from the forest. Oh my. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of Empire enemies wanting to absolutely murder us right here. We won't allow them. We won't allow them to do that. This is Hubie's quest. We're going to try and complete it as best we can. Alright, so I'm going to just taunt everyone right now, and we're just going to try and focus on the musketmen. If I can get away from the shielded guys, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can maybe just revive Hubie. There we go. And then we're gonna use Taunt once again. And then I'm gonna try and focus on the musketmen. There we go. Took a little bit of a sip from our healing draft right there. And that didn't seem to make any difference, because then we got hit. Great.
Alright, I'm gonna have to be much more careful here, and hopefully I'll be able to buy some food after this. If not, then I think we might be in some trouble, but hopefully not. I might just have to be more careful in future when dealing with Empire units. As you can see, they actually dealt a lot of damage. Much more damage than the undead were able to do, that's for sure. Hopefully I'm not going to take any damage from the remaining... Oh no. I'm super worried about this now for a second. Okay, so maybe... Can I actually use the healing spirits right now? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay, well... I guess I gotta try it. Little Hubie calmly continues his recital, his face splattered in blood. Pack your children and run when a priestess of the cold appears, or when a mage encases himself in snow. When a priestess of the cold appears, I guess? You spit out the words wildly, shoulders sagging under the weight of the prophecy. A chill wind sends a shiver up your spine. And on the final day, a cat most tall will bring the worm to eat us all. Hubie finishes with a high-pitched shriek, and then grins as if nothing had happened. A long silence stretches between you, and you feel the weight lift from your shoulders.
Nicely done.
We did it! We actually did it, amazingly enough.
Needs to be for life and death, for the ends of the worlds and the domination of realms.
Hubie taps your knee with a gnarled finger and smiles up at you unnervingly. I worked out where my horn is. An ogre ate it. The young goblin scratches a crude depiction of an ogre in the dusty ground. I need to kill lots of ogres with a special explosion bomb, so my horn stays intact when we search their insides. He's very chipper, isn't he? He's very peppy, yes. Take Hubie to his desired encounter. You wonder where you could find such an item. Right, okay, so that's obviously got to do with the Goblin Quest itself, and I'm actually going to see if we have the ability to buy some more food, perhaps. I can use an artifact, I can use the healing draft if I so desire, but otherwise, no, I seemingly cannot buy any more food, so let's use an artifact just to heal ourselves once more. Actually, maybe twice more. It might be an idea. Maybe? Nah, okay. I'm just gonna leave it for now, and we'll see if I can maybe just gain a little bit of HP along the way here. Oh, the grateful hero once again, eh? Well, yes, there's the last bit of corruption by the looks of things. Hopefully we can prevent these farmers from dying this time around. I wish I had an AoE weapon of some kind. That would be really nice right now. Bad things are happening. They are eliminating most of the farmers, and that's obviously meaning that they're going to start trying to eat us. phew. I actually thought we might succumb to our wounds there, because, yeah, whenever you perform a finishing move, you're not immune to damage, so you do have to pick your moments a little bit more carefully than maybe I did there. Okay, so yes, I can part with some equipment. So see me if you're interested for a trade. More equipment is available to purchase. Maybe we want to purchase some equipment. Might be an idea. So let's go into the camp and actually do that now that we've basically uncovered most of the map. Alright, so let's trade and buy equipment. Okay, so Sacrificial Blades. Okay, so Sacrificial Blades, they're pretty good. They deal 125% weapon damage to undead. Now, I'm pretty sure these corruption are mostly undead, I think. So, shall we buy them? I think we should buy them. And I'll leave the intriguing sword for now, and that's it, I guess. Let's use our artifact. Gain a little bit of extra HP there. Alright, so either we can make our way back to the city streets and see what's going on there, or we can just go into the final refuge. I think, personally, we should go into the final refuge.
Endless dark deeds have been done in the name of the Empire. May you set that ledger right, at least in part.
Hey, you know what? I actually just remembered that we do need to save citizens, so maybe it would be a good idea for me to actually go back and try and find what's going on there. And obviously Hubie does have his little token there, so maybe we're going to find exactly where we need to go. We got some more corruption here, which is probably not going to be too difficult if we can ambush them successfully. Oh no.
Patience. Do not move too quickly, for haste breeds only failure.
Thank you, dealer. Yes, it's not helping really. Oh, we actually got the gold one. Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Timed.
Okay, yeah, he's now going to remove 2 monster cards. Quick and precise, you eliminate the first 2 groups of infected with little resistance. Very surprising indeed. Maybe we'll be able to do the other ones. Oh, wow, look at that. See, it's like, it's kind of weird. On the one hand, sometimes I'll just get failure all the time, and then, amazingly, I'm pulling out some miracles right here. So we only have to fight 6 blight, which is not bad at all.
Your artifact is empty now,
and it rhymes a little as well.
Use to you here.
Then we do have our Sacrificial Blades now as well, which I hope actually deal more damage to these guys. I think they do. I don't think they do actually. Oh well, that's not really a big deal. The special ability actually does do more damage. Okay, I get it now. That's fantastic then, because that actually does apply some sort of debuff to the enemy that actually does give you a little bit of extra damage. Alright, so there's 4 fame right there. Oh wow, there's actually a lot more to this map than I thought. Okay, so I'm assuming that if we go to the right here, the catapult is going to come into effect.
With every step, corruption reaches further, and your chances become less.
You spy a group of poor urchins loitering in an alley. They look hungry. As you approach, they scramble onto a pile of discarded crates. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't have enough food, unfortunately, to be able to give this to them. I'd like to be able to offer them some, but yeah, I only have 1 food. It's not enough. Explain you're there to help. How do we know you're not one of them? One cries. How do we know you're not sick like those monsters? Says another. They remain huddled behind the crates. You spy... Oh, okay. Well, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one. Trying to catch them, I don't think that's going to work. But we can try and help them but they probably will think that we're trying to hurt them in some way. Alright, this is not going to work, I don't think. Oh, okay, so we actually did get a small success here.
You have done well.
You successfully grab some of the children before they make their escape. You load them on the wagons and assure them of their safety. The remaining urchins remain unreachable. It's no use. Maybe some food would coax them from hiding, Hubie says. Yes, unfortunately I don't have any food, Hubie. Otherwise I would love to be able to. Reluctantly, you leave the frightened children and continue patrolling the streets. Yeah, I mean, I just don't have any. I mean, if I had some, I'd definitely do it. Okay, so, the Palace Armory. That might be good. That might actually give me some food.
Fame and glory ease the path to success, if nothing else.
The Palace Armory is holding a special promotion for the nobility. The guards bow to you as you enter. Welcome, you'll be pleased with what we have in store for you today. The storeman presents you with a trunk filled with equipment. A fee of 10 gold will allow you to enter our promotion. Okay, well, I have 48. 10 gold, I guess? Let's do it. You reach into the trunk and take a piece. How much is that one worth, Brian? The storeman asks his assistant. Its value is 30 gold, says Brian. Turning to you, the storeman explains, you may continue to draw, but if your next item is of lower value than the previous one, you leave with nothing, or you can walk away at any time with what you've got. The choice is yours. Right, okay, so the intriguing sword, I could technically sell that for 3 times the amount of money, I guess, if it is true and the value is actually 30 gold, and so I guess I'm probably just going to leave with my equipment, even though I'd like... Should I draw again? It's going to cost me... Is it going to cost me another 10 gold? It probably is. I'm just going to leave with my equipment. Perhaps we shall be less risk-averse next time, Brian remarks dryly, as you leave with your item. Alright, so there you go. We actually did acquire the intriguing sword, amusingly enough. And it's actually not a bad weapon. I just prefer dual wield, mostly. And this is apparently a weapon to defeat goblins with, as you can see, with the token down there. Defeat 25 goblins with a finisher to unlock it. Okay, so I'm not going to equip that, but I might be selling it. Alright, so I have no food still. Right, so let's have a look. I guess we can go down here, but again, I have no food, so it's very worrying.
The damage will persist unless you can find a meal to relieve yourself.
There's more burning rubble as well. I have a bad feeling that I'm probably going to be... Oh, wow, really? Okay, so it just pushed me back. I'm gonna be in some big, big trouble right here, I feel. Okay, so what else do we have? City streets. Is it literally just taking me down here? I was hoping that I could maybe find... Oh, wow. Okay, okay. This is starting to go bad. This is starting to go bad, and I don't exactly know where there are civilians, and I don't have enough money to kind of try too much. There's burning rubble. Oh, wow. Okay, so that just pushed me back. Okay, so technically, I'm going to stay with 12 HP, actually, and we're just going to move around like so that I don't absorb any more food, well, any more starvation damage. And I guess
perhaps
we're going to go forward.
Yet you do it in the name of truth.
This is going to be difficult. You usher the frightened citizens through the gate and to their escape. You gaze... there we go. So yes, apparently I did need to search around a little bit more, and that's unfortunate because I just didn't have the food. I mean, if you can see that I would have stepped onto one of those other city streets, I would have died in the next turn, so it's kind of unfortunate. You gaze over the burning city, a once beautiful and prosperous city now in ruins, its people left to perish. Well, actually not. I did save 48 out of 60 of them, but, well, that's how it goes sometimes. Captain Estrella Fior clenches her sword's hilt. We did well to save the lives we did, but I will always wonder if more could have been done.
Some are lost, but still there is hope for the city yet.
Halt! A voice shouts from beyond the gate. You turn to see a troop of Empire soldiers marching through the gatehouse. Oh, and we have to fight, apparently. By decree of the Emperor, none are permitted to leave the old city. Captain Fior, you are to return to the Imperial City at once to report. Their captain commands. Captain Fior scoffs, calling to the young captain blocking the gate. These people bear no mark of corruption. All they want is safe passage. Emperor decree or no, it is our duty to protect them. What good is a soldier who cannot follow commands? What is an empire without order? The young captain retorts proudly. By decree of the Emperor, none are permitted to leave the old city. Captain Fior draws her pistol, standing between the cowering old city refugees and the Emperor's decree. I will not stand down. Okay, so let's do this. And we're gonna call her scouts, why not? Alright, so I have a literal 12 HP. And I think we're gonna die. There's no way about it. There's no way to put it, apart from the fact that I think we are probably doomed. But who knows? This is obviously the boss. He hears the pleas from the old city, but does not weep. Orders are orders. Captains wear armor that dulls standard attacks. Use bash to break their armor.
I fight for justice, not simply as I'm ordered. If this is how it must be, so be it.
Well, okay. I actually did not intend to get hit right there, but apparently he's a lot quicker than I anticipated. That's not good. Not at all. I wish I had a little bit more in the way of HP. I really do. If you can tell, I'm literally just waiting for Hubie's ability to come back. That is literally all I'm doing right now. Okay, there's 2 musketmen down, that's great. Now Hubie is obviously going to go down, but that's fine, I can revive him, no problem at all. Estrella is absolutely murdering Captain Sterling right now. She is really doing a fantastic job. Did I really just get hit by a musket? Just when I was about to finish the guy off? Yes, I think I did. Yes, I think I did. That... wow.
Perhaps different arms would find you faring better, or more skills.
Thank you, dealer. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? That was actually a win. That was actually a win because of Estrella's massive damage at the end there. But obviously, I just got hit. I was actually rolling at the exact moment that that bullet hit. But that's just how it goes. Maybe I just wasn't quick enough. Maybe it was just, as the dealer says, more skill. Anyway, for listening to Hubie's prophecy, we gain the Orphan card, by the looks of things. So we can now put that into our deck and hopefully do the Goblin Companion quest. And that was actually a very interesting challenge, because I've never played the Chariot before. Unfortunately not able to complete it this time around because, again, absolutely murdered. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit back in the campaign here, because I'd like to add the Orphan, and we're going to see a couple of different enemies and a couple of different cards and everything, and hopefully that will be pretty fun. So let's see. Okay, I'm not a big fan of these, so I'm gonna just take them all away, and we're gonna see if I can maybe add a couple of cards that we haven't seen before. So like, for example, the stolen ones. Actually, wait a minute, let me just make sure that I have Malaclips here. No, I'd like to change companion here. Yes, Hubie's quest. Let us do it. Alright, so let's try Bitter Winter. Let's try the Duel card. I think the Duel card could be pretty fun. Fetid Fens, One Drunken Night. That looks like a fun obstacle course. And what do we have? Oh, the Watchtower. That might be pretty good as well. Follow the Goblin. I was unfortunately not able to follow the Goblin previously, but we were able to gain a huge amount of gold from it. So I think that's a pretty good way to do it. Maybe a nice encounter card there. Arm wrestling's kind of difficult. I'd like to hopefully get the Old Maiden.
Like one,
personally, I feel like that's fantastic. You do like that one, don't you? Yeah, see, look at that. The dealer is very smart. Is able to exactly analyze what I'm doing. It's just like, yes, you like that really easy card that gives you a lot of benefit? Yes, I do. I do very much like that. Okay, so Market Thief is kind of difficult as well. Alright, let's go for Man-Eating Tree, I guess. And should we go for the Deadly Forest? Oh no, I can't do that. Brimstone cards. I don't have a maximum of Brimstone cards just yet. Alright, let's do Bitter Winter. There we go. Alright, and what do we have in our equipment slots right here? This is just some random stuff that I added a while ago by the looks of things. So I guess I'm going to take Sacrificial Blades. I like that a lot. It's a nice weapon. And we'll take the Dark Thirst heavy weapon as well. And let's take a Kingmaker Shield. A Bloodletting Vial, why not? Armor of Gluttony, Pious Robes, Mask of Holy Fortunes, Ring of Food. That sounds good to me. And we can only take one supply, but we're going to be taking some food, obviously. Alright, so earn fame in order to wield the legendary weapon Herethra's Aya. Villagers on the northern outskirts are under assault from northern raiders. Defeat the mighty shaman who is leading their raids. Alright, so obviously the main reason why we're going to be even doing this campaign right here is to head in and try and do the Goblin Quest.
This story can begin with your irrelevance, but it cannot end in that fashion. I am so much more of this world than ever I was when the game of life and death was my sole occupation.
Alright, so this is going to be a little bit more standard sort of Hand of Fate 1 style of doing things, where you get all the cards laid out in front of you and then you can just choose where you go, and it's a little bit less, shall we say, tricksy. So let's see what the Elder of Talos has to do here. Raiders have destroyed our village. They were sent by a dark shaman of the north. They were searching for this. He draws a large warhammer from his cloak. Herethra's Aya. 'Tis the only weapon that will break the seal protecting their encampment. He hands you the weapon. Alright, so we're going to have to earn fame. 20 fame.
For a mightier warrior than you, I think.
Thank you, dealer. Thanks a lot. The weapon is heavier than you imagined, perhaps weighed down by some hidden magic, preventing you from wielding it to its potential. The Elder looks straight in your eyes as though peering into your soul. Not all weapons are for all men. Only those who have demonstrated great acts of valor and courage may bear Herethra's Aya. You'd do well to remember that. Alright, so let's begin our quest. You must find the courage to wield this weapon and defeat the shaman before the 5th village falls. The villagers need a hero. The town of Braden is surely in danger and must be warned. Alright, well, we'll try and do that. We will definitely try to do that. Thank you. I trust the sacrifice of Talos must not go in vain. He bows his head. May the gods bring you good fortune. Alright. Well, good fortune. Oh, thank you. Wow. Yes, they definitely did give me some good fortune immediately. Ask for supplies. 3 food. I'll take any food. Thank you very much, maiden.
If you fall in a trap once, you may blame error. To fall in the same trap again smacks of foolishness.
A rustling behind you is all the warning you get that your life is in danger. You turn as the cords of a northern bowler wrap around your body. A party of northerners charges at you as you break free. You've been ambushed. Alright, well, hopefully we'll gain some fame from defeating these enemies, and that will set us on the path toward being able to wield the wonderful large warhammer. And, oh, look at this! We actually start with a massive two-handed axe, because, again, I wasn't able to actually use my brigand's blades this time around, so you're going to get to see a little bit of a different weapon this time. This is a little bit more difficult to wield, gotta say that. Oh, I actually thought they were going to continue throwing bowlers, but yeah, I'm pretty happy that they do have an attack, so at least now I know to watch out for that, so I can block it. And yeah, there is actually 2 fame, so let's actually search for some spoils here. Oh my. Well, yeah, oh, there we go. I just randomly picked. I really just randomly picked because there was 2 fails, 2 successes. It's kind of 50-50 chance. You rifle through the defeated Northerners' belongings and uncover a stash of gold. 20 gold. Oh, a general store. The shopkeeper nods to you as you enter. Adventurer, how's the world out there? Okay, so I'd like to buy some food, actually. I'm just gonna literally buy 10... Should I buy 10 food? That might be a bit much, but I'm gonna do it, actually. Because that might be enough to actually take us all the way to the end. Who knows, though. Oh, I could actually literally just sell this warhammer, but we obviously need it.
It is a rare deal
follow
that
the
a
goblin
cannot get the better end of.
You spy a goblin half hidden in a copse of trees, counting the gold weighing down his sack. Startled by your presence, he beats a hasty retreat through a magical portal. Alright, so let's follow him once again. We've done this beforehand in the previous level, and he did manage to escape somehow. Not entirely sure how that happened, but maybe we just didn't find the next card on the level. Ow. That was not intended. Thank you. Oh, there's a whole bunch of food on this level as well. That's pretty fantastic. Oh, yes. Oh, okay, so it actually does hit you even if it's not moving. Fantastic. Oh, what'd I do for 5 gold? Really? Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna go back any further. I'm done. I'm done getting singed and poked in the face by all kinds of sharp objects. Yes, let's just move on. There we go. I mean, I think we have a huge amount of gold and food from this anyway, so I'm pretty happy with that. Yes, there he is. He's going to be running off somewhere else, and we're gonna lay on a pursuit course. We certainly are. It's right next to it, right next to us, actually. Hilariously enough. Leave me be, meddling human. Okay, we're gonna jump into the portal after him. Let's see what we can do. Alright, I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go down the right side. And we're just going to get that food, and then we are going to get... Nope, I'm not going to go yet. We're going to get that food, and then we'll get the gold in the middle, if we can. Yeah, I was trying to avoid the fire and then it gets spiked. I'm pretty happy to just get out of there, to be honest. I mean, you can technically, if you want to, go around and try and pick up all the gold and everything, but I think we're doing pretty well as it is on food and gold right now, so not really necessary. But, I don't know, maybe in the previous level, if I'd actually done something like that, it would have made more sense. But, there we go. Follow the goblins right there. You catch up to the goblin just as he leaps into another portal. His face contorts into a look of irritated disbelief as your eyes meet. Follow the goblin. Oh yes, apparently I'm being quite a nuisance, but the goblins in the past have done a pretty good job of stealing every item that I've had on my person at the time, so we're gonna be a bit annoying to this guy, apparently. Oh, there's some gold there, thank you. We are gonna catch him this time. We definitely are gonna catch him. It really depends. I mean, maybe he's gonna disappear like he did beforehand. Maybe I needed to do something specific, but as you can see, unceremoniously deposits us into a blackberry bush. 20 gold, 2 food. Oh, he escaped over a hill, apparently, did he? Wow, this guy really is...
Can you claim this token?
Ah, I think this is the last level. Panting, the goblin blows his horn, producing a weak wheeze. Curse you, leave me be. Wearily, he hefts his gold sack into the portal before tumbling after. Alright, this is probably the last level of Follow the Goblin. And, oh my. I was trying to be cautious, but no. Maybe I should roll a little bit more. Yeah, probably should. Oh well, never mind. We made it through with barely a scrape. Although, I think my character would be like, yes, it's barely a scrape, maybe for you, but for me, I just lost a couple of fingers or something. When you emerge from the portal, you find yourself in a luxurious sitting room. Green lanterns cast uneasy shadows on the walls. Lying exhausted on a woven rug in the center of the room is the goblin. He sighs at your appearance. My, you are persistent. I'd offer you some milk tea if you hadn't pursued me relentlessly and barged unwelcome into my home. Okay, demand gold. Really? Really? We've gone into his house and we're just gonna demand gold? Should we just ask where we are? Yeah, let's do that. His face cracks into a mischievous grin. You are in Goblin Town, human, where the sky is made of stone and the roast lizard is the best in the Empire. He gestures at the window and your jaw drops. The sky is indeed made of stone. The city waiting beyond has been carved into a vast cavern. The street below is host to a market lit by the uneasy green lanterns. Goblins and hooded figures peruse the wares, giving wide berth to giant, rodent-like beasts of burden. You swear you see a lone Empire soldier before she disappears into the crowd. He sighs at your appearance. Ah, yes, well, we've already seen that. So I guess we're going to demand gold. That's the only option we have now. He tips the sack of gold toward you. The goblin's face crinkles sadly. Take it. Oh, there we go. We're getting... Whoa. Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. I was not expecting that much money. Well, if you certainly want to make a huge amount of money in Hand of Fate 2, get the Follow the Goblin card, because that's fantastic. As you grab hold of the sack, he blows his horn, opening a portal at your feet. Next time you want to reach Goblin Town, consider using a more conventional entrance. He gives a half-hearted wave. There we go, we gained the token, nice. The Goblin sitting room fades from view and you find yourself back in the forest. I wouldn't have minded some tea, actually, but anyway, let's continue onward. Following the Talos Elder's instructions, you find yourself on the road to Braden. Let's continue to the next village.
More bloodshed, and who to blame?
A storm brews as you arrive at Braden and find it under attack from raiders. As the village burns, 3 brave farmers attempt to defend the last of the surviving villagers. One calls out, "Please help, we must stop these savages before all is lost." You draw your weapon and rush to their aid. One-handed weapons are recommended against northerners. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I don't have any of those, do I? I don't think I do. Oh, wait, I have a neglected sword. It's rusty. Should I use that instead? Yeah, let's use that instead, why not? I'm a little bit more used to fighting with one-handed weapons than I am with two-handed, so why not? Wow, it is really rusty, isn't it? It is really rusty. Okay, I'm gonna try and deal with the bowlers first, I guess. And then see what we can do about the other guys. I'm actually rather surprised that the villagers are doing such an amazing job at defending themselves. Wow, that is very, very surprising indeed. I really thought that the villagers were going to die extremely quickly from these huge guys wielding massive swords, and indeed bowlers as well, but no, apparently not. Okay, so we do have Sacrificial Blades here, my preferential weapon. And we also have the opportunity to gain a Mask of Holy Fortunes, which does have a token associated with it. So maybe we want to do that. Wow, that's actually pretty amazing. When skeletons reanimate, they drain life from enemies around them. And avoid failure. One failure card glows red during the shuffle enchants card's gambits. Wow, that's actually pretty amazing. I think we're actually going to take that instead of Sacrificial Blades. Unfortunately, I do not have the fame yet. So maybe we're going to just take it and then we'll just get 12 fame.
Nothing
Hopefully
like
we'll... Yeah, there we go. We're getting some fame from it now.
Purity unearned to give the game away.
And now I have the fame, so let's equip it. The surviving villagers rush to the farmer's aid and tend their wounds. "Thank you, hero," they cry. "You have saved our people, but sadly our village is no more. Please accept this small token of our gratitude." For saving all the peasants, we receive 4 fame, which is great. And also, wow, a huge amount of food too. So we are definitely rolling in food and money. "It is not time to celebrate. They are surely mustering to raid the town of Taran." They point further south, down the riverbank. "If you are a true hero, you will surely save them." With another village lost to the Northerners, you set out for the next town without delay. Alright, let's do that. Okay, so we're just going to go around the top here just to make sure that we're not missing out on anything. And here's a general store. Do I want to buy anything? Pious robes are pretty fantastic, but there's nothing really that I badly want. I am actually going to buy the Kingmaker, though.
A creator of kings in an era that has left them behind.
And I don't think I want to buy or do anything else. I mean, I could buy some food, maybe? Let's buy 3 food, I guess. I mean, I don't really need it, to be honest. I think we have surely enough to last until the end, perhaps.
An opportunity to better understand these lands, perhaps.
On the edge of the Empire, far from the capital, sits a lonely watchtower. You approach with caution, knowing that few travelers are allowed near. "Halt," calls a soldier as you approach the tower. "None may cross the border from the northern lands into the Empire." Try to sneak past the tower, offer them gold. Let's offer them some gold. The soldiers are desperate. For only a few coins, they will invite you to climb the tower and survey the countryside before crossing the border. Okay, give them some gold. You hand over some coins and climb the tower. You look to the east and west. Okay, so that's obviously going to... a distressed damsel is the next card. You turn your gaze to the north and south, and you continue your journey. Right. Okay, so I get that. I don't know whether I really want to go into the distressed damsel. I have the token already from this, and it would be kind of nice to find the goblin.
Things run poorly in the fields when things run poorly on the throne. These shortages all fall upon the head of the Emperor.
Across a snow-covered field, you see a lonely homestead. As you approach, you are greeted by the occupants, a farmer and his family. The farmer wrings his hands nervously as he fights his pride. "I don't suppose you can spare my family some food? We have very few supplies to last us the winter. We would be most grateful." Okay, so I have a huge amount of food, so I'm going to give him 8 food. "Bless your soul." The farmer gasps as you hand him the food. "This is more than I could have ever expected from a stranger. I will spread word of this deed, and come the harvest, I will repay this gesture as best I can." And the dealer adds an encounter card to the deck. And there's harvest.
Friends in high places will take you far these days.
Okay, so we don't have... who are we hunting? Corrupted? No, we're not hunting corrupted, unfortunately. Not in this one. Not in this campaign. In the previous campaign, yes. Oh, and there's the yes, no, I'm not going to be assisting the damsel, thank you very much. We're just going to head onward. We almost have enough fame.
More villagers living in fear and destruction. They wish for so little, but to live small lives in small towns.
You arrive at Taryn at dusk to find it under attack from raiders. As the village burns, 3 brave farmers once again attempt to defend the last of the villagers. Alright, let's do it. Now this time we do have a new shield. I am actually unsure whether the shield allows me to block. I did not read whether it allowed me to block, so if it doesn't, we might be in some trouble here, because I do rely on that quite a bit. Oh, and we have a mask on as well now. Of course we do. That's pretty nice. We look like Daredevil now a little bit. Imbued with the soul of a rebel, this shield is happiest when fighting for the oppressed, which is actually working pretty well for me right now, because we are technically fighting the oppressed. Fighting for the oppressed, not the... not fighting the oppressed. Ah, yeah. Almost. I think we can still block, so that's nice. Hubie once again showing how useful he can be, just literally by distracting the enemy and making them just run around after him. He's such a mischievous little guy. It's really great. Okay, so yeah, I am unfortunately not able to use this, but that's okay. We can just store them and maybe sell them or something like that. We've now gained what we need to be able to use Rethra's Ire, and I guess we're going to be equipping it. Why not? We're using the neglected sword otherwise. I'm not going to be equipping this. I will probably sell it though at some point. There we go. We got 4 fame, we got some food. They're going to give me a whole bunch of food. It's really nice that I was able to... Oh, there we go.
Shows its true colors.
You turn Rethra's Ire over in your hands. The rune on its face begins emitting a golden light. It is unclear if it now weighs less or you have a newfound strength. But either way, you can now wield the mighty hammer. Alright, and there's the sanctum. Remembering the Elder of Talos' instruction, you set out toward the sanctum of the shaman. Duel. A careless comment in an imperial tavern gives you some unwanted attention. A soldier pushes through the throng. Though merely a corporal, you sense his eagerness to prove himself. The Empire has no place for honorless sellswords, he says, sizing you up with contempt. Coin slaves like you are little more than undisciplined thugs. Nobody cares for your outrageous claims of heroism. I know of this mercenary, a trader at the back of the tavern pipes up. They say he defeated the magical shaman of a northerner tribe. Irrelevant, the soldier says, turning back to you. You think you know how to handle that thing, do you? He continues, gesturing at your weapon. I am Cassius, the finest swordsman in my company. Would you like to prove your mettle against a real warrior? Or are goblins and the corrupted the limited, or in the limit of your talents? I misspoke there a little bit, for some reason. Yes, anyway, there you go. Yeah, we're going to accept the duel. Why not? This is going to be quite interesting. I don't think I've ever done this card before, so I have no idea how it ends. And it's probably going to end with me face down in the dirt, let's face it. He's probably some amazing fighter. He looks to be... Oh, he looks to be very drunk, apparently. Watchman can block, greatly reducing incoming damage. Use bash. Yes, okay, well, use bash. That's fine. Okay, I'm not entirely sure if he really realized what was going on there before we absolutely beat him to a pulp. He was very drunk, though. Enough. Your opponent steps back, hands raised. I don't have time for this nonsense. The tavern crowd cheers your victory, and the tales of your battle are told and retold, your prowess growing with each telling. Oh, okay, well, there you go. That was pretty nice. You feel cold stone against your cheek. Head pounding, you open your bleary eyes. The unmistakable scrape of metal wakes you fully from your slumber, and you slowly take stock of your surroundings. Oh, yeah. This is one of those times when we're going into a formidable obstacle course, which we've seen multiple times before when we were following the goblins, but it is obviously a different layout every time. So let me just see if I can make sure I don't get impaled multiple times. Ow. Or sliced in half. Ow. Again. And again. Great. Oh well, we have enough HP. It's not like we're really hurting for HP, we're just hurting from every single place on our body right now. One drunken night. I'm assuming that Cassius was definitely, maybe doing this, who knows. You follow the stairs upward until you emerge in a forest, the morning sun burning your eyes. You fumble in your haversack for something to eat. Happily, you find a half-eaten pasty and try to find your way out of the woods. I thought it said pastry there for a second. Alright. A man-eating tree.
Still exist. Do you not see the beauty in this plant? True wonders still remain. treat it gently.
High on a misty mountaintop, you discover a vicious-looking plant. Its gaping mouth looks more than capable of shredding you to pieces, but at its base you notice some unusual fruit. If you throw something, you may be able to distract the savage mouth, thus allowing you to steal some fruit. I'm actually not going to do that. I don't need any fruit or food in this case. You look for something suitable on the ground to throw, but quickly lose your way in the mist. Yeah, I really don't mind about that. Alright, well, we've got another ambush, but I think we should be fine. We have Hubie with us, of course. His goblin, I was going to say chivalry, but no, he's not particular. He is kind of chivalrous, actually, but he's kind of unhinged at the same time. He's kind of a bit crazy. And he steals shoes, apparently, as you can see. And one-handed weapons are apparently the best to use against Northerners, but I don't mind. I'm just going to beat them to a pulp with this. Dealing a lot of damage. Whoa, that is a lot of damage. They think they have big swords? Well, they don't have a big hammer, do they? Although they are able to hit me once, unfortunately, in this. There we go. Once we are able to use this hammer, it really is much, much easier to deal with these encounters. I mean, especially the Northerners, of course, but maybe if we come across some Empire soldiers, it might be a little bit more difficult. Let's search for some spoils. And I don't really mind losing either of those things, so let's see if I'm able to do something here. Oh no, we lost 5 gold. That's not really a big deal. Ah, yes, one of the Northerners grabs you with his last breath. He runs his blade into your side. Alright, so we do have one more card here. Fetid Fens.
Everything here. We understand that, you and I.
A miasma hangs in the air, thick and redolent of the dead things trapped in the dark waters. Just walking this path has been known to leave travelers with a lifelong cough. You spy an old carriage through the fog, its wheels locked in the mire. The occupants either fled or were eaten by the inhabitants of the swamp long ago. Since the fog is thickest around its rotting timbers, there may yet be valuables within. Oh, we're losing 10 max life. That's harsh. Enveloped in a thick cloud of marsh gas, you carefully make your way across stones and fallen logs toward your target. Ooh, okay. Might be having some issues here. Or maybe not. Okay. Phew, we're not going to get the gold here, but we will get the silver result, which I suppose is okay. We're not going to get one of those tokens, unfortunately, one of those shards. You'll make your way to the carriage and discover an old crate. The lock rips from the sodden wood, giving you access to the equipment inside. Oh, very nice. Gonna take the ring of food here, actually. You flee the wetlands, though the taint of its stench lingers with you. Alright, and now we can go into the sanctum.
Shaman would have fought you by choice. Fate and fame have brought you both to this eventuality.
It is as the Talus Elder had described. The Shaman's sanctum is protected by a magical barrier, preventing you from advancing. Use Rethrazire. You raise Rethrazire above your head and bring it down against the magical wall with all your might. The hammer finds its mark, and you are immediately engulfed in a blizzard of snow and ice. The howling winds spin you this way and that, then vanish as quickly as they had appeared. Disoriented, you look around for Hubie, but he is nowhere to be found. You find your bearings and realize you are standing in a forest clearing, covered in newly fallen snow. You step back and bump into something. Turning, you see Kolbjorn, who nods a silent greeting. He's one of our other companions. Ah, so he's apparently coming to help us. He stands with weapons drawn and brow lowered. You turn to follow his gaze. Then you see her, sitting on a throne of wicker and thorns, small straw-plaited charms and oddities hanging from the trees behind her. Before her kneel countless raiders, worshipping their leader in an eerie stillness. "The defender of villages and the exiled one," the shaman says with a hiss. She steps down from her throne. "I know why you have come. Let this end." "I hope you're ready to fight," Colbjorn mutters. "There are more warriors here than we can kill. To defeat a snake, you must cut off its head." You ready your weapon as the shaman and her clansmen surround you. Alright, so there's a pretty obvious kind of thing that we have to do here. You know, Colbjorn gave us the hint. We're supposed to kill the big shaman first, and maybe there's going to be a bit of a totem. I'm actually unsure. Raid leaders are the front line of the Northern Assault, centers of tactical and religious guidance. The shaman casts spells that heal her allies. Attack her quickly to interrupt the spell. Alright, so we have Rethra's Eye right here, and Colbjorn, of course, is going to help us out.
Stand clear of my blades. I will stand clear of yours.
And there we have it. Just focusing down the shaman has, well, a lot to do with getting victory very quickly right there. The shaman's body writhes as a dark spirit leaves her chest and vanishes into the air. The remaining raiders flee into the forest. As the skies clear, the sun beams down upon your companion. The shamans of the north are usually healers, but when it is called upon them, they will fight. I do not know why they are burning these villages, but I cannot stand for it. Let us head back and find your friend. And with that, you and Colbjorn make your way back through the forest in search of Hubie. And there we have it. Very nice. For following the goblin all the way to Goblin Town, we actually do get Goblin Town itself. And yes, personally, I feel like Hand of Fate 2 is an insane upgrade on Hand of Fate 1. I very much appreciate the developers' work on it. It's great. It really is. It's absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyable to play. And yeah, I think that will actually be it for this stream. If you've enjoyed this and you want to see more, then I will be back tomorrow around the same time. And if you would like to see some of my content, I actually have a YouTube channel by the name of ReformistTM, so you can check that out if you want. Otherwise, please do check out Hand of Fate 2 and its DLC, because you're going to get Hubie. You're going to get that awesome goblin. And I very much like having him join us. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.